Welcome to the underground, you rebel scum. This is the American Expat, and today is a special day because it's Dragon Boat Festival. It's also probably my last opportunity to go out into these fields and rice paddies for a while, because I'm going to be going out to Kunming, which is quite far away. It's going to be I'm going there, but it's going to take several stops. First, we're going to spend a night in Hefei, then 3 days in Chengdu, finally on to Yunnan province and their capital, Kunming. It's really, really far away, and there's giant mountains out. It'll be interesting. I haven't been there in more than a decade anyway. So it'll be an interesting visit. Also, one of the traditions for Dragon Boat Festival is to go on long walks, so I am early in the morning taking advantage of the opportunity to fulfill one of the traditions. There's a few traditions that go along with the festival. Some of them you'll probably see if you turn on the news and they mention Dragon Boat Festival. They'll probably show people racing dragon boats in Hong Kong or somewhere like that. They obviously don't do that over here, unless it's in the form of little paper boats that kids race. But one tradition that we do have here that is probably shared everywhere is eating of zongzi, which is these balls of sticky rice and either meat or sweet things. There's all kinds of them, but it's basically sticky rice stuff that's been cooked, wrapped in these leaves. They're pretty good, usually, as long as you don't get any of the stranger varieties. But also hanging things over the door, plants. I've heard that they write spells. They do things to dispel evil spirits and that sort of thing. They put wine on the faces of kids. There's a few things that they do. It's kind of an interesting festival. For me, it's always just been kind of a fun festival because, well, you get a day off from work, and usually the boss gives you a bunch of stuff, like zongzi and sometimes wine. For many, the festival is to celebrate to commemorate the life and death of Chu Yuan, a poet from the Warring States period. And I believe maybe one of China's original poets, of which they have a lot if you ever get a chance. You can look into some of the Chinese poetry over the last couple thousand years or so. There's some good stuff. There's other stories, of course. Another story, no surprise, involves a beautiful woman by the name of Shi Shi. Well, at the time, there was a king by the name of Fu Chai who had fallen in love with this beautiful woman, Shi Shi. But unbeknownst to him, she had actually been sent as part of a plot by another king by the name of Go Jian. Well, this plot had been uncovered by one of the ministers of Fu Chai by the name of Wu Zishu. I'm sure I'm saying these names horribly wrong, but bear with me. Anyway, he tried to warn Fu Chai, but Fu Chai, being in love with this beautiful woman, I guess didn't take it well, and forced Wu Zishu to commit suicide. And so on the 5th day of the 5th month, that's when this took place. And so that's when we celebrate the Dragon Boat Festival to commemorate this statesman who had to kill himself. Ooh. Yet another story of the celebrations of this holiday, this festival, has to do with the holiday itself. So if you go back long ago, there was a girl named Cao and her father, Cao Shu, was a shaman, and he was kind of presiding over the celebrations or whatever it is they were doing for the celebrations at that time on the river, and somehow managed to fall in. Well, Cao, in an act of filial piety, decided that she wasn't going to give up finding her father. And she spent 3 days on the river searching for the body of her father. Now, after that, they found both of their bodies and they died. As seems to be the way with many Chinese stories, they're tragic. But now in certain parts of China, that is the celebration. That's the story behind the celebrations that they hold, even though the deaths occurred while celebrating the very festival that is... Yeah, you get the point. Those are the 3 popular stories anyway. And with that, I'm probably going to end this video and head back to celebrate my own Dragon Boat Festival that will be fun and not tragic like all these other stories. We'll see you in the next one.
ไฟพะวงหลงเฝ้าสาวเจ้าบางประกงทางไว้งงหลงเกอหาโอเวรกรรมจำพรากจากไปไกลตา